That's a snippet of what we're going to do today. Welcome back to the Klayre Avalon Show. Welcome back to the couch. Welcome back to the environment. All that fun stuff. So, what we're doing is watching me fuck with my hair for a second. That was Alexia K. And who Alexia K is a formidable force right now in the techno and acid community over behind me toward Germany. in the dance scene overseas. As you just heard, she can destroy a room with that sound. At the mere age of 9, she was exploring and starting to buy records and such. And just so I don't lose track, we're going to use the notes. So yeah, age 9, started playing around with music and buying records. By 2006, that saw the birth of her DJ career. And fast forward to 2018, that was when the scene saw the birth of her record label, Black Nuit Records. So DJ, producer, and label head. Let's party. But when you think about it, when you sit down and take a moment for the music, it's 2020 right now. And our dear Miss Alexia, and myself, I'll admit it, I think we're witnessing something right now. And I don't know about the timeline on it or anything, but if you think of it on a grand scale, the techno scene back pre-1999, pre-1990 was very different than how it is now. Admittedly, my party years, although I say that I'm not done, but my real trench was late 90s, early new millennium. And it was cool. It was awesome. And it's funny because when I moved away from where I'm from to a big city, the little partying I was exposed to where I'm from only expanded when I went to the big city. And it's an interesting dynamic because when you think of the music itself, let's go back to those times I just mentioned. 80s, swimming into the 90s, techno and acid sounded how they sounded then. And there's elements of it that are still there today, like the attitude. Techno does have a certain attitude. I don't care whatever. It's not EDM, electronic dance music. Yes, I will give you the fact that it's EDM, but it's, if you talk to someone who's into techno like myself, we will tell you that it's not EDM, nor is acid. So I don't know what to tell you. And I do apologize. Usually I wear hair. Yep, quick, random, out of nowhere segue. Nothing seemed to work for me today. I barely got face on. So anyway, this is what you get today from moi. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the scene and what it sounded like even before my days, different from today. no more or less heavy hitting. Even more so if you think about it in today's techno and acid landscape. Jesus. Oh, some might argue better. I don't know. I'm not going to say for or away from either side of that fence. I'm not going to do that because I like them. But I like both arenas equally, right? Which is, yeah. Oh man, there's no contest there for myself. Um, but I will say that it's darker. It's much darker. And if there was darker stuff back in those days, I I blame myself because I just wasn't exposed to it. Um, I'm marveling at the artists and the talent that are out there today because where I'm from '99 and back, we weren't we weren't exposed to all that much musically. There were a few places you could go to get stuff that major cities had, but not a whole bunch. It just didn't work like that. So we were kind of behind the times musically, unless through the grapevine you heard about this wild new DJ, and you went and looked for them, and those were the days of downloading online from those pirate sites and stuff, right? So you you do stuff. We've all done it. Don't pretend it doesn't exist. So anyway, yeah. Um, a lot of those people in the scene from back in the day that I'm referring to, for some reason, Commander Tom is coming into my mind. Great artist. I hope he's still out there. To the best of my knowledge, he is. Dave Clark is another one. Dave Clark is a genius and a living legend. These are some of the people who were around back in the day and still are. Yay! And along with this family of people has come in wonderful and wild new people like Alexia, and it's absolutely astonishing to witness what's happening in the techno scene overseas you know today, right, 2020. And I just can't. You'd have to, even though I'm from Canada, I'm gonna walk you through something here. I'm from Canada. I'm in Toronto. Um, I've been following the scene behind me that's east, Germany, Europe, Amsterdam, all these big party centers for years. And now to find, I'm one of the only people I know who, as I grew up and got to adulthood and so on and so forth, um, the little raver girl in me didn't not only didn't she go away, but she's a woman now. She is still partying in here. She wants it all. So I followed the scene that I've always loved for 20 some years. I want to know. And on that journey is where I found Alexia. Just a brilliant mind musically. Oh, I can't even tell you. But we can go over a few things. That's not impossible. Let's see now. Residencies. All overseas, obviously. Acid Wars, that party. These are parties. And Techno Rules. If you want to find these, you can go on YouTube to you can either search, you know what, it'll work if you do Alexia K or Techno Rules, RULEZ. It'll all come up on YouTube. I've done it. These are, and Fusion Club in Munster. These are all like the sets that are online, and grab her on SoundCloud too, soundcloud.com. hyphen or slash Alexia, Alexia dash K dash the number 1. So soundcloud.com/Alexia dash K.1 and facebook.com/Alexia/DJ.Alexia.K and DJAlexia.de. You can find all her releases, all her mixes. And speaking of mixes, I have to say, one thing I do find interesting about the career path that Alexia has seen herself on in, let's call it, a decade. Again, don't know where you're watching from, but if you have a glimmer of dance history in your mind, you'll know what the Berlin Love Parade is. According to what I found, the last Love Parade was in 2010. If anyone has information countering that, by all means, go ahead and correct me. But when I was looking that up out of sheer curiosity one night, what I also found was, yes, it ended in 2010. Sad. In the following years, the legend that the Berlin Love Parade was continued by Ruhr in Love. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's a place in Germany, I guess, and yeah, one thing led to another, progression, right? Great. Oh my God. Speaking of, like, the fact that I'm from Canada and I'll never get to witness this, at least not in the next week or so. What an amazing parties, and some top drawer talent has played that event. Alexia included in them, which is why I bring it up. So one great the death of one great parody, and not to get morbid, but paved the way for another great arena for great talent. Oh, I can't. It just renders you speechless. And sometimes I feel bad, because who am I to sit back and talk about a scene in areas of the world I've never been to? I've never been to Ruhr, wherever that is. I had to look up where it was. I'm from Canada. All these parties, like even in somewhere as simple as, and well known, not as simple, I shouldn't say, but as well known as England or Scotland. I'll never have the chance to, I don't know if I'll ever have the chance to experience these events. And a couple of them are coming up in England. So that should be really cool. Someone could sit back and go, okay, well, why are you trying to talk about a scene that you're not a part of, or that you don't live in that part of the world? Well, that's the nice thing, isn't it? Through this and having the want to experience it, I can do that through the power of the internet. I just mentioned where to find Alexia, because I've already done it, and I am so glad I did. I'm so glad I found you, Alexia, and you are such a sweetheart. Yes, I'm talking directly to you. I don't edit. Did I mention that I don't edit? So I just did something to my camera. I went all blurry. I don't know what's happening. No. Oh. Is everything okay? I hit something and my screen went all screwy. Let me see if I can add anything before we end this. I mentioned the residencies. There we go. So that was what I really wanted to get off correctly. Events aside from her residency that she's played include West End Club, Boot House, Fusion, and Bhutan Club. So the resume goes on and on and on. And I'll reiterate if you want to. If you she's I'll reiterate the links. I'll have them at the bottom of this so you can find her at your own convenience. Right? Do it now. Um, but yeah, YouTube. If you just search Alexia.K, she'll come up, or Techno Rules. That's RULEZ, or Acid Wars. Her name will come up. It's a good time. It's a really, really good time. Amazing music. So check out Alexia K. She posts a lot on Instagram. So follow her over there too, and connect with her on Twitter. You're going to get all the club dates, all the residency information for all the different parties. It's all out there, and she's such a sweetheart. Come on out and connect with Alexia K. All right. So we'll see you next time. I'll figure out something to talk about. Klayre Avalon Show, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. See ya.